I was rifling through some old GoPro footage and found what's on the screen right now. It's not anything special. It looks to be summer of last year, I think. A fairly standard ride on the north coast of Cornwall. But something occurred to me when watching it though, or rather brought to the foreground of my mind, something that's been knocking around in my head for some time. Watching the footage brought the usual feelings of desire to go out for a ride on a summer's day, given that it's January. But as we all know, this isn't a typical January. At the time of recording, on the 24th of January 2021, the UK finds itself in another lockdown. This one stings a bit more, arguably, as it comes in one of the toughest months of the year for mental health. It's the topic of mental health that this video relates, and how riding my bike affects my own state of mind. Seeing myself bimble about on a sunny day may seem inconsequential to most, or at the very least just a nice thing to do. But for me, I suspect, and a great many other riders, getting on the bike is much, much more. The thought about bikes and mental healing is one I've had from the very beginning of my riding life. I mentioned in a write-up I did of my first big bike trip around Europe and Morocco that being on the bike quietens my mind. That for me is so very important. There are times where I find myself battling a tirade of sometimes less than positive thoughts brought about by various things in life. This by no means makes me special. It's a fairly universal human endurance. However, I'm lucky enough to know how to combat those blues, and one of those weapons in my arsenal is to go out riding. It gives me focus, it gives me movement, even though I might not always know the direction I'm going in. For me, riding is the best tonic in the apothecary. It's good for what ails me. And therein lies the real point. I can't ride at the moment. Now, this isn't a whinge. I fully support the reasons why. If I were to come off, I'd be adding unnecessary pressure to the NHS at this difficult time. I'd feel like a total prick and have no one but myself to blame. Plus, people are making far greater sacrifices during all this, so my first world problem rates pretty low on the list. That said, each of us are fighting our own battles at the moment, enduring in the best way we can. We know it won't last forever, and I'm a natural optimist, but having the choice removed to tend to my mind in a way that I know works well is a bitter pill. Stepping back for a moment though, I've been wondering how bikes help others deal with mental health issues, and it's a topic I want to return to someday in the future when movement is once again possible. I think the word documentary is a bit too fancy, but I'd like to talk to others who ride about why they do it and how it helps their mind. At most, it could be an interesting exploration of coping mechanisms. At the very least, it might help me understand my own mind a bit better. So let's see what the year brings. As mentioned, I'm an optimist, or I try to be. So if this COVID bollocks has taught us anything, it's to do what we love when we can, because you never know when something will come along to stop you. Appreciation. If you made it to the end of this, then thanks for listening. It's a bit of a heavy one, but I had it on the mind, and buried in it is an idea for a future project possibly, so watch this space. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.